Okay, I'm going to go into another building stove secrets. This one's going to be the door, and I've done at least one previous video on the door, but we're going to go through it again, and because this is something, especially if you fabricate all your own pieces like I do, this is something you might struggle with. So, always have the door hatch itself bigger than the opening so that no smoke will escape. You don't want to make your door out of the same piece you cut out here. Big problem. Never do that. This particular door is actually two pieces of sheet steel that I've bolted together, and I've sealed it all together with high temp silicone. And another thing that's going to trip you up is the angle. Now I custom bent this to match the angle of the barrel, so that when I shut my door lever, it's going to close really tight, and I'm not going to have any smoke escaping there. And here's my door lever. It's simply steel strapping bolted in. I got another piece of steel strap that I've custom bent again so that I get a good tight seal, and it's just bolted in like right there, like so. And I got a high temp lever accessory with a spring so I don't burn myself opening and closing the door. My hinges are just old cabinet hinges, and you don't want to use the kind of hinges with plastic inserts in them. Make sure they're all metal, or they're going to burn out the plastic inserts and your door is going to get really sloppy. And you always want to offset them, this hole a little bit, this opening, so that these bolts don't interfere with closing the door. You see how that is? So you get a nice easy close. And you know, now that we're here, we might as well go into the underfire lever, which is a piece of long bolt and the actual valve off the propane tank. And inside it's just a large washer. And I've cut this hole. See my angle grinder, how to cut round holes video with an angle grinder, so you don't have to use a giant over costly drill bit, which really do not work very well. And I've inserted threaded black pipe into here, screwed it in, and so that's closed. It pulls the washer tight against it, and that's open. Closed, open. It's that simple. And always have your overfire hole large enough to sustain the smoke capacity. If you make this too small, your stove is going to smoke and it's not even going to burn right. You want this big enough to sustain your smoke column so you can open and close the door without getting a face full of smoke. And another mistake people make is don't ever have this door too high. Don't have it up here. The lower you have this, the better, because the smoke will stay here when you open and close the door and put fuel in. That's simple. And if you do make a propane tank stove, cut your door off another tank. Then you'll have a perfectly matched door to this angle, and it'll close up nice and tight. I hope that helps you guys. Thanks for all the new subscriptions and watching. Take care of you and your families.